I tried so many types of mochi desserts in Japan, and I bet there's at least 1 or 2 that you haven't tried before. Some have mochi as the main focus, while others have mochi added in them. Stay until the end to see if you've tried them all, and then let me know if there's any that I missed. And if you like to try new foods from all around the world, subscribe so that we can travel and cook together. Are you ready to see all the different mochi desserts we ate on our latest trip to Japan? Let's go! First one is probably the one I became the most obsessed with. This is Warabi mochi. And this is the Warabi mochi stand that we visited last year. This year, I went back twice because I legit can't get good warabi mochi back in the US. Mochi is supposed to be a pounded rice cake, but warabi mochi isn't actually made from rice. It's made from bracken starch, which is a type of fern. So you'll see that it's not white like rice, nor is it sticky or chewy as rice. Instead, it's like a refreshing and almost flavorless jelly. It's flavorless because it acts more like a vessel for what you put on top of it. Okay, so the most standard warabi mochi that I've gotten looks like this. It's topped with kinako powder, which is a roasted and powdered soybean flour, and then topped with kuromitsu, which is a black sugar syrup. Bring it together and you've got a delicate jelly with sweet and toasty flavors from the kinako powder and the syrup. But at this shop, we got 3 different flavors. This second one is matcha warabi mochi. So instead of the toasted soybean flour, it's topped with matcha powder. It still uses kuromitsu syrup, but I've had other matcha warabi mochi that uses matcha syrup instead. The bitterness of the matcha powder works so well against the sweetness of the syrup. And finally, there's strawberry warabi mochi. This one is the most unique warabi mochi I've had so far. So it still has the kinako powder on the warabi mochi, but instead of kuromitsu syrup, they layered a flavored strawberry paste, and then they put sliced fresh strawberries on top. This one was my favorite because the strawberry paste and the fresh strawberries were bright and refreshing. This trip, I got a total of 6 of their warabi mochis. I would go to the shop over and over again if we didn't have to leave and visit other cities. I mean, basically is Demon Slayer.
It's pouring.
Ooh, this next mochi, I don't know if I'd ever be able to try it if we didn't go to Hakone. So Hakone is a town known for its onsen, or hot spring resorts. We rented one with a private bath, and when we entered the main area, there were 3 little treats wrapped in bamboo sheath.
Yeah, literally like a marshmallow.
At first glance, we could tell that it was a type of mochi with little bits of what I thought was red bean. But once you pick it up, it's extremely soft and pillowy. I thought it was kind of more like a marshmallow. We only knew it was rice because the host pointed at them and said rice cake. But it doesn't feel like any mochi I've had before. We found out the name thanks to our Japanese friend who translated it for us. So this is called Yumochi. He said Yumochi translates to hot water mochi.
It is like a marshmallow.
I thought that it was maybe because hot water gave it this texture, but now I'm thinking that it might just mean that it's because the town has hot springs. After some digging, apparently Yumochi is actually made with egg whites and glutinous rice flour. And those little bits inside are yokan, which is a jellied form of red bean. I actually can't wait to attempt making this at home. Hopefully I can get the texture right because I can't seem to find any recipes online. Okay, you've probably seen this one before, but with a common combination of red bean and strawberry. This time we're trying multiple flavors. This is called daifuku, and it's when mochi is stuffed with filling. Outside the bamboo forest in Kyoto, there is a daifuku stall. My parents got the variety pack. They were filled with these bean paste flavors: red bean, apple, green tea, and condensed milk.
Is it good? You got the apple one, right? Bone apple tea.
The one that I bought last time, it was really tough, but this one's good.
So for that one, the filling was flavored, but when Lisa and I were in Sendai, the mochi on the daifuku were flavored. One was plain and the other 2 were strawberry and mugwort. Mugwort is the green one, and it tastes like medicine for me, but it's a really popular mochi flavor in Japan, which means a lot of people definitely like it. I'm still trying to learn to like it, but you might enjoy it. Ooh, Warabi mochi has a fierce competitor, and it's called Zunda mochi. I don't know which one I like better. I talk about this in my bullet train video, but Doug and I went to Sendai just to try Zunda mochi. So Zunda is edamame paste mixed with sugar and a bit of salt. I love it because you still get chunks of edamame and it's both sweet and savory. Plus the mochi that they slather it on is super silky. I found that it was tough to find Zunda mochi outside of Sendai, but it's not impossible. I found one at a random train station stall in Osaka. But here in the US, whenever I go to any mochi shop and I ask them if they've heard of it or if they have it, they usually have never heard of it before. So try to get your fill of Zunda mochi if you ever go to Sendai. Oh my god, my throat. Now, if you like Zunda, you might as well try Kikufuku. In season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo goes to this exact shop in Sendai to buy Kikufuku mochi, and it was just so specific that I had to try it. So it's daifuku, and inside is Zunda, and inside the Zunda is cream. When you buy this at the shop, they say you gotta eat it right after it defrosts. This makes me sad because there's no way you can bring this back home because of the fresh cream. So I just gotta stuff myself with as much Kikufuku mochi as I can before leaving Sendai. The mochi is thin and silky, and Zunda is even better with the cream mixed in. Just be careful and make sure you buy the right one. It's the one with a white wrapper. I accidentally gave Lisa the green tea version at like 9 p.m.
Why is it green? That's really strong flavored.
Why is it not white on the inside?
Ooh, that's a strong matcha flavor. No wonder she stayed up till 1 a.m.
Italian juice.
I felt so bad. I fell asleep immediately. 11?
This next one has a lot going on, and I had to ask my friend again what this is called. In the Sendai train station, there's a pop-up shop that sells so many mochi snacks. I would have bought every single one, but the shopkeeper said that I had to eat them all within a day. So I just ended up buying daifuku and this trio of mochi on a stick called dango. Okay, well actually there's a difference between mochi and dango, and it's not just the stick. So mochi is made with steamed glutinous rice that is pounded, while dango is made by using rice flour and water. But guess what? What you're seeing on that stick right now is not the sticky rice. The yellow and purple ones are actually sweet potato paste, and inside is hiding sticky rice balls. I was so surprised when I bit into it. I didn't expect the texture. These are probably some of the best I've had so far. The paste is so smooth and it's not too sweet, and the dango is so silky and almost melts in your mouth. So the yellow one is normal sweet potato, and the purple one is purple sweet potato. They're like the Japanese type, so they taste like candy. The green dango though actually has no paste. The whole dango itself is flavored with mugwort. Again, I'm still trying to get used to the medicinal aftertaste. I'd rather just have the sweet potato ones.
Would you like to try some medicine? Sure.
This next one is perfect for a cold day. If you didn't grow up with Asian desserts, I'd be interested to see if this is something you'd be down to try. Doug and I found this dessert shop in Sapporo, and one of their menu items is zenzai. Zenzai is a sweet soup, typically made with crushed red beans and mochi. In Okinawa, this is apparently served cold, but let's talk about the hot version. It's served next to what I think is salty dried kombu. I think it's to cut the sweetness of the zenzai. I love that the mochi is basically melting in this hot red bean soup. It's so silky and stretchy. You know, it feels like they grilled or toasted the mochi first before putting it in here, because the outside feels a little bit stiffer than the inside.
Where's the chestnuts? Maybe she got it wrong. Oh.
The contrast between the silky mochi and the hot sweet soup really hits the spot. So we tried another version of this, and it's called matcha zenzai. The soup is replaced by matcha, but there's still red bean in there that you can mix within the soup. And instead of a roasted slab of mochi, they are formed into little balls and dropped into the zenzai. In this same shop, Doug ordered a couple dango served alongside hot kombu tea. I know you've seen dango already, but I'm gonna show you a very different and a very popular type coming up. So this one is plain dango with green tea bean paste slathered on top. But the more interesting one is the 3 flavors: black sesame, seaweed, and white bean. The seaweed was sweet and salty, kind of like you sprinkled furikake on the dango. Now let's leave the shop so I can show you the more popular type of dango that I tend to see. This one is typically grilled and then slathered with a sweet and savory sticky sauce. It's called mitarashi dango, and you can get some really good ones. Okay, this one that I tried at a random dessert shop sucked. It was like the worst one I've had. The sauce tasted like artificial sweetener, and there wasn't much savory flavor to offset it. But at least my brother-in-law was enjoying his parfait dessert.
This reminds me of like banana cubes.
Yeah, there's that.
But also like taho.
I went to 7-Eleven for a redo, and this one was much better. I get more of that grilled flavor, and the sauce is a better balance between sweet and savory. In the most simplified terms, the sauce kind of tastes like teriyaki sauce. Don't kill me for saying that, I can't think of what else it tastes like. Anyway, the best mitarashi dango I've had was at a random train station stall in Osaka. I'm starting to notice that these random train station stalls have like the best food. The mitarashi dango was freshly grilled, so it got a lot of that toasty flavor, and the sauce was perfect. It wasn't too sweet.
The smokiness is what makes it really good from the grill.
It was also still warm, so the sauce was liquidy. I think about this one a lot. Okay, let's try multiple types of mochi desserts at this next spot, which is currently my favorite dessert shop in Japan. Nakamura Tokichi is known for their matcha and hojicha teas and desserts. So these are the desserts that we typically get here. They have different parfaits and there's a bunch of like ice cream, cake, cornflakes inside. You can get it in matcha, hojicha, or in my case, the seasonal strawberry flavor. I would just stick to the matcha and the hojicha one. And since we're talking about mochi, of course, there's little balls of mochi within their parfaits. Actually, there's like balls of mochi in almost every dessert that you can get here. This one is a matcha jelly with mochi balls paired with matcha ice cream and red bean paste with a piece of chestnut that's just hanging out in the corner. Then there's the hojicha version of the same jelly dessert with hojicha jelly and ice cream with the mochi balls, of course. By the way, did I explain hojicha? Hojicha is roasted green tea, so you get more of that toasty flavor again. The total opposite of the fancy desserts we just saw is our next mochi. It's called abekawa mochi or kinako mochi, and it's probably the simplest out of all the mochi that we're gonna have today. So remember kinako? It's the powdered soybean that was dusted on top of warabi mochi. This one I ordered had the slabs of mochi grilled and then dusted with sweetened kinako powder. I looked up recipes online and some people don't even grill it, they just steam or boil mochi and then they coat it in the sugar and kinako. That's all I have to say about that one. Moving on to a dessert where mochi isn't the main attraction like the parfaits, but I'll usually find mochi balls served within the bowl. This is called anmitsu, and it's a mixture of agar cubes, fruits, red bean, and a few other delectable treats. So Doug and I had anmitsu multiple times this trip and last year's trip, and some spots definitely have better anmitsu than others. I ended up trying this because I was watching Kantaro, Sweet Salaryman show, and he was like obsessed with anmitsu. You typically get syrup to pour on top because otherwise everything in here except for the red bean are pretty much flavorless. Some places serve it with clear syrup, and the ones that I like better serve it with dark syrup. It's usually also kuromitsu, which is the same syrup that I was drizzling on top of warabi mochi.
Oh my god!
This next one, I didn't know if I wanted to show you because it was just so random, but I really enjoyed it, and it has mochi on top. Lisa and I found a soft serve spot. It translates to ice cream at 9 p.m. I guess they're known for serving dessert like pretty late at night. One of their soft serves has warabi mochi on top.
I wasn't gonna try any, and then you got the warabi mochi one.
I know, I did on purpose.
Yes, I know what it looks like, but put the warabi mochi and soft serve together, and it's like having silkier and jelly-like mochi ice cream. Oh, that was it. Those are all the different types of mochi we had during our trip to Japan. Before you go, tell me, are there other types of mochi that I may have missed? I definitely want to try as many as I possibly can. Maybe make some at home too. If you're hungry for more, make sure you subscribe and watch other food and travel videos on my channel. I hope this video makes you hungry for mochi. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
This is just from their local store. It's matcha. It's not Zunda.